You take up every corner of my mind. What you gonna do now? Ever since the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Left Hook with Mark Bland. This is my debut episode, and I'm super excited. Joining me on this amazing new venture, for at least episode 1 for sure, is none other than actor, St. Louis comedian, and amazing military veteran, Jonathan May. What's up, Jonathan?
Man, that was a great introduction.
Talk towards the mic. Don't be afraid to talk towards. I want you to be. You got to like you love it.
Scooch up. How about that? That's a little bit better for you.
Yeah, that's better. I'm just saying you got to talk towards the mic. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I like to go natural.
You're going all natural?
Right, something like that.
Well, all natural is okay. There's nothing wrong with all natural.
Man. Wow.
So what's going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Same old, same old. Hopefully got some movies in the pipeline. See how that goes. But other than that, same old, same old. Just back when we used to do the whole shows. I'm glad to be like number one on this one, though.
Yeah, this is not the Q now. Nothing against the Q now, ladies and gentlemen. This show comes on the heels of the Occupy Democrat situation, which is no more as far as the Occupy Democrat show goes. We do still contribute with and for Occupy Democrats as of current.
Well, that's a good thing.
As of the moment of recording this.
That's a good thing.
But this is our debut episode, and we are live here on CBS Radio across the better part of Missouri, as well as Southern Illinois, too. We got WIBH out there, too. So we've got a few stations that are listening to us here on the radio. And it's Jonathan, have you been paying attention to politics at all?
Absolutely. Come on. I got no
I'm just asking because it's one of those situations where if you're not paying attention, ladies and gentlemen, to what's going on, get your popcorn.
Right.
It's been fantastic. Now, we were on that Occupy Democrat show, and we yelled a lot about Donald Trump and what's been going on. We're not going to stop here on the left hook. The left hook is designed to be that moderate to liberal voice, independent in politics, that's going to catch you off guard from the left side. That's the point of this show. And there's things going on, Jonathan. First off, because you are our guest on this first episode here, my first question for you is, where do you stand currently with the current administration when it comes to just general everyday politics, how you feel as an American living in the United States of America currently, inside of St. Louis, Missouri specifically, but in general?
For me, where do I stand here? I think you already know from talking to me, knowing me for years, no way. I'm standing with Newsom. How about that? With Gavin. That's my guy right now.
You like Gavin Newsom?
That's my guy right now.
Now, see, Gavin Newsom's the guy Mark has been pitching on this show since early last year. So that's almost a year before the general election. Mark's pitching Gavin Newsom on this show. So Gavin slowly coming up is not surprising Marky Mark over here by any means whatsoever.
I thought he should have ran against Trump.
No, not that move. At the time, you literally have the middle of a campaign going on. All primaries have ended in the primary period. The most qualified candidate would be the person next in line for presidency of the United States. Most qualified at the time, knows all the players involved at the time.
But the
so
majority of America is not ready for a black woman.
I understand that, dude. It's not. I don't try to justify Kamala Harris and her ability to govern the country. What I will justify, though, is the fact that timing played a major role in all of that. That first debate is where he gets bumped. We already were into the first presidential debate for the prize. Yeah. So my point being is we're late in the game. We don't have time to play the game. And now it's getting even worse in real life.
They see that because the game is rigged now.
The game is, listen, okay.
It's all bad out there.
This is what Donald Trump wrote earlier today, okay? And this is wild. He says on his tweet, Listen up, folks. This post from Trump is I'm sorry. Where's the post? There we go. Here we go. Sorry. Reset.
Okay.
We're coming back. 1 second. Here we go. I am going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots and also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than accurate and sophisticated watermark paper, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election. We are now the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. Not true. All others gave it up because of the massive voter fraud encountered. We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheat at levels never seen before, by signing an executive order to help bring honesty to the 2026 midterm elections. Remember, the states are merely an agent for federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. They must do what the federal government, as represented by the President of the United States, tells them for the good of our country to do. With their horrible radical left policies like open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender and woke for everyone, and so much more, Democrats are virtually unelectable without using this completely disproven mail-in scam. Elections can never be honest with mail-in ballots voting or /voting, and everybody, in particular the Democrats, knows this. And I, the Republican Party, will fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections. The mail-in ballot box hoax using voting machines that are complete and total disaster must end now. Remember, without fair and honest elections and strong and powerful borders, you don't have even a semblance of a country. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, blah, 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 blah.
That's great, but what about them Epstein files?
What about those Epstein files? What a great question there, Jonathan.
Distracting everybody. This is crazy.
You know what? That's the funny thing. He is just trying to distract everybody. It makes no sense.
Right, because your name's in it.
Yeah, your name is in it.
Right.
It has to be. There's no way it's not. That's wild, though.
Yeah, I mean that's his playbook. That's what he does all the time. If you ask him a question, he's gonna talk about something else. He's going to deflect to go somewhere else. Everybody wasn't there. Remember when they came out with those? They were handing out binders.
Yeah, remember Charlie Kirk and all them got their binders and they held them up. It was the beginnings. It was the beginning of everything.
Right, and she was like, "Yo, I got the rest of them on my desk. You know, we go, nope, they got cut out.
That got cut out real quick.
We don't know what you're talking about. What list?"
See, that's what I'm talking about, Jonathan. This is why we've got the left hook now, ladies and gentlemen. And I know this is our first episode, and it's going to only get better from here. And by the way, we haven't forgot about our pop culture roots. We can talk about pop culture and things like that. But I just got done with doing national news. Like we're on CBS radio doing CBS news type stuff now. But just got done doing a big thing with the Occupy thing. And there has been so much since that show ended and this show began that there's no way to really get to pop culture because it's just wild how much is going on. And by the way, Trump has struck a deal. We'll talk about that in a minute. Listen up, folks. This post from Trump, total disaster. Claiming we'll ditch mail-in ballots and those so-called inaccurate voting machines with some executive order nonsense. Give me a break.
That's crazy. Watermark
paper is some magic fix. It's just more hype from the radical right. The 2026 midterms deserve honest debate, not this cheating conspiracy garbage he's peddling. Okay? States aren't just puppets for the federal government. They run their own elections, and he knows it. Ranting about open borders, women's sports, and woke stuff. Total distraction from the real issues.
Yeah.
Democrats don't need a mail-in scam to win. They don't. Because in 2020, there was no cheating. Because if it was rigged, then we could have rigged 2024 and easily beat you again. It's not a problem to rig it again.
I keep telling everybody we're going towards a constitutional crisis.
But
that's exactly what it's going to be. You're going to take away my right to vote?
And the voters decide, Jonathan. The voters decide, not these wild claims. That's the problem.
Right.
The voters decide. The Republican Party, fighting like hell for integrity, as they call it. Please, look at their voter suppression tactics alone.
And we got to talk about Texas.
Mail-in voting and machines aren't the enemy. It's his baseless attacks.
And I mean, redrawing districts down there in Texas trying to get more seats, which is fine. Go ahead and do it. But come on, California. Come on, Michigan. Come on, Illinois. You want to play fight? We're going to fight fire with fire. That's exactly what they need to do.
I mean,
that's why I like Newsom so much. He's doing exactly what they're doing.
He's fighting back. And this is what we thought and we're proud of on that Occupy Democrats show, and that we're going to try to bring here to the left hook, is that fire, that anger, because we were calling out Donald Trump on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And we were slamming him for everything that he was doing, whether it was Kristi Noem cosplaying for ICE or whether it was some other stupid thing going on in the news,
right.
A Qatari jet, whatever it was. It didn't matter what it was. It was crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's been nuts, and there's been so much. And now this is what we're dealing with. We've got states redistricted, trying to, in Texas.
Right.
I get it. I understand.
Right. That's still in the vote.
That's fine. Go ahead. But a red state being red isn't going to change nothing. But that blue state killing off all of those red state voters?
Right.
Oh, that is definitely going to, because what every red state has a major city, but most major cities are what color, Jonathan?
Blue.
Why? Because they support the most what? Money for the state.
Right.
There it is. So that's where your burgeoning wealth centers are, and they're all blue.
Right.
No matter what state it is. You only have some major cities that kind of run red. Outside of that, everybody's blue. And you got millions of people in Chicago, millions of people in New York, millions of people across L.A. But if he redistricts whole sections of the state to where it's just 100% Democrats, that's going to change up what goes to the Senate, what goes to the House.
Right.
Like, that's a big thing that people are not paying attention to. At least I don't think that they are.
They're paying attention to it. That's why they're doing this stuff, because you give it about a year and a half, we start having special elections and things like that. They're worried that they're going to lose the House. They're going to lose certain things, which they will.
Well, that's what he just called for. He just literally, with the mail-in balloting situation right there, he's basically saying this 2026 midterm, and by the way, on that Occupy Democrat show, on the Q now before that, we even nailed and said that he was going to do this. This was going to happen. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing it. He's talking about the midterm election of 2026 being where he wants to draw his line like we said. There it is. Now that line's being drawn, as Mark said. Now it's too late, Hakeem Jeffries. Now it's too late, Gavin Newsom. A lot of people I talk to, now it's late. Now we got to take another shot in a different way and make attempts to try to figure out how to maneuver in this world. Because they're just throwing things now at the wall. Whole chests of baloney at the same time, Jonathan. So much that you can't even deal with it. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to make everybody fearful out there. I really am not. I'm just trying to let everybody know that it's being noticed how erratic all of this is. And it's all going on at the same time. And on top of it, then you throw, we're going to talk about this when we come back. We're going to be taking a break here in a second. But when we come back from break, we're going to be talking about the fact that we just had a big meeting between Vladimir Zalensky and Donald Trump on the heels of another meeting that was just a day before with Vladimir Putin.
You consider that a meeting?
Which I don't even understand why they couldn't have just all met together at the same time in Alaska and just had a meeting.
Because Putin said no. It's just going to be me and you, bud.
Right. That's what we're going to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it too quickly here, but ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. There's so much to discuss. There's so much to talk about. I can't do it all in just the 1 hour that I got on the show here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen. It's wild. There's only so much time in this world that we can devote to these things. And by the way, we're going to try to tackle as much of this over the days and weeks that this show exists. And we're going to try to bring on great guests like Jonathan May. People like, you know what? We might even get a producer, Bobby, to show up or something. You never know. You never know. We might be able to find somebody like that. But I also want to do politician interviews. I want to talk to different individuals in local politics and state politics and national politics. I want to have them on the show and discuss these things because they're important to our world. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here on The Left Hook with Mark Bland. And when we come back, more with myself and Jonathan May. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to The Left Hook with Mark Bland. Guest today is Jonathan May, hanging out with me, actor and comedian. And what can they catch you in, Jonathan?
Oh my God!
What's the most recent thing? You did the Christmas movie. Talk about that a little bit again. Triple Xmas. That's right.
Yeah, it's on Apple Plus.
There you go.
So Apple Plus, I play a character called Black Mamba.
The Black Mamba.
Yeah, Black Mamba. Yeah. Yeah.
The Black Mamba or just Black Mamba?
It's Black Mamba.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a porn star in it, and Santa Claus was coming. So. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was
nice.
It was a great gig. I'd do it again if I could.
All right, fair enough. That's good.
It's on Apple Plus, so you should check it out. Have you seen it?
I think I have seen it.
No, you haven't seen it.
Maybe not. I'm not. Yeah, I do remember you in certain skivvies.
So yeah,
skivvies. I know skivvies were involved.
Yeah, it was a trailer.
No. You were. I've seen the movie. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was in a reindeer thumb.
Unless I was just too stoned out of my mind to even remember what it was. That's possible too. That happens. Never. All right. So
in your head, trust me.
No. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just got done with our friend Donald Trump jotting off to Alaska, where he met with Vladimir Putin. He had United States service members rolling out red carpets for Putin to arrive so that they could walk down them and clap and dance and kind of fondle along, whatever it was that they were doing. We saw some weird video from behind the scenes of Vladimir Putin, like legs wobbling and not really able to stand up very well. We saw the press get ushered out of almost every single room that Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump were in, and yelling to Putin at one point on the tarmac, if I remember, about the citizens and killing them into Ukraine, and he pretended like he couldn't hear.
Right.
And he speaks English, which is KGB guy. He speaks English, so he understood what they were saying to him. It's weird, Jonathan. It's a weird way to be. It just is.
I mean, he wants it his way. You look at the meeting he had with Zalensky today. The press pool was only the people that he wanted in there. There was no CNN in there.
Right. There's the MSNBCs, those are, which is, by the way, MS Now. Did you hear they're changing their name to MSNOW, MS Now?
What is that like?
News, Opinion, and World.
Oh, I had no idea.
Now.
Are they trying to reach a better
because, well, the MS part, a lot of people don't realize, stems from Microsoft when they used to own a piece of, and it was part of the marketing side of Microsoft with NBC. And so they just kind of kept it with the network when it was the news side of it. That's technically just the news division of NBC. So now called MS Now, they're kind of like separating from the NBC thing, but at the same point, like, how are you? Like, I get, like, how are you really? Like, they're still going to say you're the same people.
Where did that happen? MS Now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can look it up. You can check it out, man.
Yeah.
You can figure it out. It's not a big deal. But these two guys met, and then we had Zalensky come to Washington to meet Trump, which was great. Number one, he didn't show up in a suit at all. Came back in another T-shirt. Loved it.
Right.
Loved it.
Right.
But once again, he said that Putin is signaling that he is willing to do a ceasefire and work out a deal of some sort. Now, we just heard behind the scenes and off the air. What did we just hear, Jonathan?
Oh, Trump was on a hot mic talking to Macron, saying, hey, Putin wants to do this deal for me. You know, if you could believe it, he's going to do it for me.
He wants to do it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is so caught up with the idea of everyone knowing Who did what deals? Because Barack Obama won a Nobel Peace Prize, didn't ask for it. It just happened. And guess what? You didn't. And they made fun of you at a dinner one night, and you got really mad. And the president at the time was Barack Obama. And we get it. You're mad. And so now people didn't vote for you in 2020 because you're not a good president. And 4 years, by the way, we still contend on this show. The reason that we weren't trying to vote for you right now for this time period that you are now president was specifically because we were under you for 4 years. You were nothing like you are now, which is much, much worse, sir. Much, much worse, Mr. President, of a person and just your general stances and how you've approached the citizens of our country. Even the illegals. By the way, you send them all down to Alligator Alcatraz. That's not even out of the country.
Right.
You didn't even deport them. You're just because you have private prison friends that need to get their they got to get that hand grease. Listen, Jonathan, the rule is always simple. If you ever want to figure out why something is the way it is, follow the money. It's always the money. Some reason or somehow, even with Donald Trump, we're talking about Zalensky, we're talking about the meeting with Putin. It's all quid pro quo for him. Give me something. Oh, he'll do this in return for me to do this, to go this. It's like, no. Zelensky's like, leave us alone. Do you understand, Donald Trump? All Zelensky and the Ukrainian people are saying is, hey, Vladimir Putin, leave us alone.
Right.
Like, go away. That's it. So if you turned your tanks around and you just went away, everything would stop. No one from Ukraine would shoot a missile at you. All of them would go back to where they're from. They would try to, probably still protect themselves and probably try to fortify sections of their country a little bit better. But outside of that, they would just go back to the way life was, and you guys can go back to your thing and plot your next chance to invade Georgia or whatever country's next. Right. But you didn't do that, and you're not going to because Vladimir Putin wants to conquer land.
Yep.
It's the only thing that they can't do. And Trump and Putin are on this historical figure jump for some reason. They want to be compared to Washington and Lincoln and this person and that person. You Republicans are so dumb sometimes. And let me tell you why. You go out of your way to complain about Confederate statues and how you want them put back up because of what? What does it represent, Jonathan? It represents their what?
Their heritage.
Their heritage.
Oh, yeah, the good old boy.
Yeah, that good old boy heritage. Well, if I might be so bold as to do just one thing for all of you smart Republicans and all of you conservatives out there who got it all figured out. You ever been to Stone Mountain? It's got pictures of people on it. All of the Southerners love to go there like it's their pulpit. Here's the problem. Robert E. Lee. Jonathan, do you know what party Robert E. Lee was with?
Fun fact, too. And you're going to be amazed by this, but...
I'd love to hear this.
My wife, Kim.
Or Jefferson Davis. Either one of them.
My wife, Kim, her mother's last name is Lee.
Okay.
She is a descendant of General
Robert E. Lee.
Yes.
And Robert E. Lee, he would have voted which way in an election most likely in the 1800s in the South?
No, but seriously, should I be mad at that?
No, hear me out.
Well, I'm married to a descendant of Robert E. Lee.
Right, but that's not something you can control. And by the way,
type of way.
No, because there's a lot of mixture there, and also in the way it gets to you. Like it's a different kind of.
When she asked me to hand her some water, I feel like a slave. You
know
what I'm saying? Like it's just.
But my point being,
it's bad.
The voting, which Jonathan has refused to accept or say so far, is Democrat. These were Democrat leaders of the South. So you Republicans go out of your way with your Trump hats and your Trump this and your Trump that to complain about statues you want put back up that are Democrats who were respected Democrats of the Democratic Party. Not good people. This is why we know you're not good people. But they were Democrats. You're proud of Democrats. See, you even promote Democrats because you know the Democrats still did things better than you do them. It's crazy how nuts you people are out of control. Really. I'm not even trying to be funny here. I'm being honest. Because most of those statues, most of those army barracks, the thises, the that's, they got to change names. Democrats. And you want them back to the Democrat names. It's like, stop.
They always use it to advantage. I mean, you get into a conversation with these guys. It's like, well, you know, the Republicans freed the slaves. Yeah, that's because they were really Democrats back in the day. You know, everything flipped. What are we talking about right now? Nobody.
Right. The people of Democratic days today would have been Republicans back in the 1860s. Right. And the vice versa of that would have had. And by the way, we've talked about this on our other shows that I had before this that Jonathan has been a part of. We've talked about the fact that in the 1950s, 1960s, around that time period is when the flip happened. Right. Through the Kennedy years. And all of that, the flips happened. People became more conscientious. LBJ, Civil Rights Act. Yeah. On the heels of Kennedy. You see what I'm saying? It became these people were the ones who were really caring about us and wanted to put in a constitutional amendment. Think about that. It got so bad we had to put a constitutional amendment in. We don't even talk about constitutional amendments being used properly in 2025, much less adding one. The only thing Trump's probably talked about secretly with Susie Wiles and everybody is maybe getting rid of the Constitution. Right. I could foresee that. I could also foresee him taking all of your guns. I foresee that, ladies and gentlemen. And why not? He was shot at. I can't trust the people of America anymore. They shot at me. You have guns at your houses, and I can't trust you with those. And I've got people with guns, too, and I'm going to need them to go take your guns. Now, how many of you said over my dead body? Because there's your line in the sand. You've been yelling about it and screaming about him for so many years. There's your line in the sand. I mean, it's wild, dude. What's going on in this country?
It ain't stopping, man. They gonna come for everything. Same-sex marriage, with interracial marriage. I guarantee you, it's coming.
Oh yeah, the next thing that's going to be attacked in a heavy way will be the entire LGBT spectrum. Yep. That all of it, everything. They're going to attack all of that. They're going to try to trash that and take it out because these are their common goals, guys. What do they always go after? Abortion. What do they always go after? LGBT. Mm-hmm. What do they always go after? Race. Guys, it's always the same thing. If you're not white, they don't like you.
You're right.
And that's not true. That's not completely true because here's Jonathan sitting with me. He's a friend of mine. He does this show with me. He's a good dude, a great person. He's a black man. We don't have any beef with each other whatsoever. He lives his life. I live mine. We're both happy people. But we have to deal with these things as adults in this country. And he works with the government, so he deals with it in a more intimate way than even we do, ladies and gentlemen. He's the one that was getting those emails about. Tell me about the 5 things. Did you answer those emails?
Very intimate. No, I did not answer those emails.
You did not talk. You did not answer those emails.
Yeah, I didn't answer those emails. My job is it's a little different within the government. So no.
Now you told him to F off. You was like, "Hey, I'm not answering your dumb Elon Musk stuff. This Elon Doge crap needs to go out the window right now because I don't give a crap about any of you."
I absolutely know people that did that, but that wasn't me. They just didn't answer those things. Didn't send out that little report card about what I did during the day. Or this week. It's nonsense. It was a move by Elon to make it seem like he had power. He wanted to show everybody I can do something within your government. Yeah, I'm from South Africa, but I got this money and I can do what I want to do because I'm cool with Trump. It was a power play. That's all it was.
Yeah, and it worked. And he got his friend Peter Thiel involved in the situation. So Palantir and all the network state stuff that I talked about at the beginning of the Occupy Democrats show, and then I also talked about it on the last days of the Q Now over on the Fox network. It's a real thing. They want to turn sections of the country into oligarchy states. And the whole rollout to D.C. seems to be the first move to federalize a militia
Well, you can't do it anywhere. That's the only place.
Or martial law to an extent. Not a militia, I'm sorry. I was militia, martial, sorry. Yeah. Martial law. But here's the funny thing. I saw a statistic, and we're getting ready to take a break here. And when we come back, we're going to, of course, talk more with Jonathan. But I saw a statistic, Jonathan, a chart, technically, a graphic. And it was other states that Trump had to pull National Guard units from those states to get the 10,000 that he needed to drop in over in Washington, D.C., which I thought was great. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that means there's no way he can deploy to all the cities like he wants to and keeps talking about.
Right.
Because he doesn't even have enough. He has to pull from other cities just to get enough people for this one over here. What's he going to do when he needs enough for a city the size of New York or Chicago? Or L.A. He just ain't going to have it. Guys, you were seeing like little battles in small spots. Little battles in small spots in L.A. That's all you were seeing. So yeah, you saw like 200 National Guard troops. That's about it.
But they're just there. A lot of people.
They were just there. Yeah,
that's there. The minute one of those guys says you're under arrest, we got a problem.
Right.
We got a serious problem.
Right, because that is a break of the code of conduct and all that. Like, so it's always ICE people. Right. ICE people were the ones fighting, right. But they're all dressed up in camo. They all look similar.
Hot in the faces. It's crazy to me.
Oh my goodness! All right, we're taking a break here on the Left Hook. When we come back, we're going to have more with our friend Jonathan May before we get out of here on the show. We'll be back on the Left Hook after this.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Left Hook with Mark Bland, and I'm joined today with Jonathan May on the show. We've been talking a lot about Trump and a lot about all the moves that have been made with Vladimir Zalensky and how Russia is definitely not angling for a deal in one way whatsoever. They just want what they want. He's not giving into that, Zalensky. So I don't see this coming to an end anytime soon. Donald Trump said 24 hours, one phone call, one day, I can make it end. Nothing.
How long ago was that?
That was literally, if you elect me, within 24 hours, I will make a phone call and end the Ukrainian-Russian war. If you elect me.
It's the longest phone call ever.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. He's bowing down to Vladimir Putin. Vlad's not bowing down to him. Vlad took over his spot. Literally came up, blew his spot. In most joint messages to the press or anything like that, the host country usually is the country that talks first. Right. No, Vlad went right into his thing. Putin's like, I ride bareback on bears with no shirt on. Like stop. Like you just walk around with Depends that smell real bad. And by the way, the beast smelled horrible. The beast. I call it the beast, guys.
I saw that picture of him holding his nose in the limo. That boy is stinking.
So, Donald Trump has struck a deal allowing NVIDIA, the world's largest company, to make microchips, to resume microchip sales in China, with the U.S. government taking a 15% of the revenue. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, this unprecedented agreement, following months of lobbying by NVIDIA's CEO, aims to ease Trump's trade war with Beijing, but has sparked controversies. You see, critics argue it resembles an unconstitutional export tax, setting a dangerous precedent. The deal extending to AMD addresses China's $15 billion chip market, but raises national security concerns, of course.
Right, this is what I'm thinking. Like, what are we talking about here?
Amid a tariff truce extension, which is obviously going to be needed because all the Biden ones were fine. If I just didn't mess everything up, everything's fine. So just leave it where it's at. Just extend that further. Amid a tariff truce extension, the move reflects Trump's aggressive trade policies lately, balancing these economic gains with legal and geopolitical risks. Guys, he just took 15% of the largest microchip company that's doing business out of the United States because the tariffs are killing them. They need ease on it. He's willing to give them ease if he gets personally a 15% tithing. Like Jesus to the church, a tithing. to him to do business. This is the first big dog to fall because next will be Apple. Next after that will be whatever, Microsoft. Next after that will be like the companies will start falling in line. And then they're all going to have to pay this. This is gangster moves. Sorry.
Right.
I wanted to cuss. I can't cuss here. FCC Airwaves.
You didn't.
I didn't cuss.
You're grown up. You got stuff.
I'm just saying, that's what we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, where are these chips going into?
Well, the chip market is with Beijing. It's with China, but because of Trump's tariffs being so high,
What are we using them for? Is what I'm saying.
Graphics cards, microchips for different computer applications, different laptops, things like that.
Everybody's laptops and stuff is going.
Like chips for phones, laptops, maybe even the phone that you were just in there, like small, like because there's tiny chips that are used for a million different things in all these phones.
So everybody have a wiretap and damn near everything in their house.
Right now, already probably do. Well, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. We already know that Find My iPhone exists.
Right.
And if you could turn it off so I can't find you.
Right.
And you could turn it off so I can't find me. But here's the problem. They always can turn it on to go find you.
We know where it is.
We know where you are. We're the one running the computer over here. Your computer told us where you're at. And we don't have to tell you each other where you're at. Yeah. We just have to know where you are when we want to know. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? It's already in your pocket every day, all day long. They can listen into all your conversations. If they really want to take you down, they will. But see, the problem is you're normalized to this. And now these stupid moves that are being made by Donald Trump, these trade policies, these decisions to make people pay just to do business as a part of the United States. It's going to be like tithing, like I said. You're paying penance.
That's crazy.
Penance to who? We give penance to Jesus. We give penance to people like that. We don't give penance to Donald Trump. You're not a king. You pay king's tithings, right, Jonathan? That's what kings get. They get a king's ransom, a king's tithing.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
So it's already happening, guys. We're federalizing the troops. We're putting them into the streets. We're pushing all the buttons with all the major people with all their problems. So the purple hair girl is really angry and wants to yell at the moon again. I get it. But you're also setting yourself up for a very dangerous precedent. Because you are going to go towards the midterm elections. People do come out and vote en masse.
Yes.
That is going to be a very highly sought after and contested Senate and congressional race because of Donald Trump's first 2 years of presidency. And it might be a bloodbath for the Republicans. Very much well be.
It should be a big blue wave?
It could be a big blue wave. I don't want to say that, but I do know this. He's drawing that line. He's drawing that line in the sand. That's the line that he's been waiting to draw. That election line. He wants it all figured out before 2028. But then he floats with Zalensky sitting next to him this whole idea of, oh, yeah, you didn't have elections because you're in the middle of a war, but in 3.5 years, specifically said, but in 3.5 years, if we had a war going on that we were in, maybe elections wouldn't happen. Elections wouldn't have to happen. And we've had that before. FDR, we talked about that. But FDR was under the premise that there were too many Americans that were overseas fighting World War II that weren't being represented and couldn't vote. Right. So we weren't going to hold an unfair election. So he just stayed president. So we got through the war, and then boom, immediately he gave it up, and we moved on to someone else. Do you see? He didn't hold on to it. He didn't act like he was trying to control anything. It was very simple. This dude whined for 4 years between these two presidential elections. For 4 years, he sat there and whined in the media. So he's been around for the last 12 years when it's all said and done. That's a long time to hear from one person bitching and complaining. Oh, my God. It really is, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry, some of you out there are probably Trump supporters. And that is fine. I understand that. That doesn't hurt my feelings either. I hope you understand that. I respect, on the left hook, I respect Republicans and other individuals. I don't like your moves. I don't like your tactics. But I do respect the fact that you are an American. If you do live in this country, you have the right to your own opinion. And I'm willing to give you a seat to sit here and at least put it out there so we can talk. I want to hear both sides of the coin. People want to hear both sides of the coin talk about these things.
Let me know if you do that. I got to be here.
You need to be here, see? Do you understand? Jonathan has been in his cocoon for a few years, but he's ready to come out.
I want to see that.
Jonathan's ready because Trump's been doing too much for Jonathan to stay quiet any longer. And if it means just coming on an audio podcast or a show like this every few weeks just to talk and get it off his chest, we're going to do it. Because there's a lot of people like Jonathan out there. There really is. Hey, Jonathan, you got a wife?
Yeah.
Is she happy about what's been going on?
Hell no. You don't
And by the way,
started.
I know Kimberly. I know Kim. And I know the way that she runs and stands.
Right.
And if she's not happy about it, I definitely know things must be out of control.
Right.
That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen, because she's a much more conservative individual than me and Jonathan are. She just is.
You think so?
I think she is in comparison to me and you. I don't think that she's this like overly aggressive Republican or anything like that. She just has more conservative viewpoints and sets that she's willing to play with. From the business side, too. A lot of it comes from the way she applies it on the business side. I didn't say she doesn't have the other side also.
I think you'd be surprised. You got to get her on the show.
We'll have to do that. I have no problem doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I want this show to be an open format. I want people to be able to come on the show and talk and discuss these things. And like I said, but my conversations with her tend to be where she takes a little bit more conservative stance in the past. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not sitting there. But if she's not happy with it, I know things must be out of control because she's very patient. She's very understanding.
Except when it comes to me.
Well, that's not a problem we can fix with the national elections. You might need to draw a line in the sand for the midterms, bro. That 2026 is what I'm trying to say. You might need to look over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With all this being said, it's crazy times in America. And I hope the left hook is something that, catches on. People want to listen to it. It's a quick hour in your life. Mow the grass. Listen to it. Take a listen to the show. Join us. You can listen to us on these CBS radio affiliates every single week. We are excited to be on the network and working with great people. At the same point, I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an interesting summer for me. And I can see, based off of the moves that Donald Trump is making, things are going to get even more interesting moving into this fall and winter. But like they say, winter is coming. And it really is. And I hope people understand what I mean by that. Jonathan, I don't know if you're going to be able to handle this one, but before we get out of here on the show, I got a little bit of something fun for us to talk about.
What you got?
If you got a need for speed, you might have to pay a monthly fee for it, Jonathan. This is legitimate.
What?
Volkswagen just debuted a new subscription plan for its electric cars. They're making people pay extra to unlock the full amount of horsepower. It's only happening in the UK for now. No word on when they might try to do a US move or other countries.
God.
But here's the example of how it works. The Volkswagen ID3 electric car has 228 horsepower. But if you don't pay the fee, just over $20 a month to start, you only get access to 201 horsepower. They won't unlock it. See, what did we just say, ladies and gentlemen? We just said they have you in your pocket.
Wow.
They can control you already. Now they're selling you electric cars that they can literally control how much horsepower it has. Now I'm telling you, I can control your horsepower. I can control whether you literally can move the car or not. So you don't even get to buy cars anymore. You don't get to pay for a car anymore. You buy licenses to everything. And by the way, this isn't the first group doing it either. The Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 2, technically falls under the same category. They can brick the system. It's in the user agreement that they have the ability to brick the system if they want. You did not pay for a physical hardware unit from Nintendo. You got this system with a license fee, and that license fee is what you paid for and allow you to have this. We can shut that license fee off at any point and kill it.
That's crazy.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, I've put out all that about Donald Trump, but we just hammered you with this new situation with cars, electric cars. And if they can do it, we know that Elon and Tesla can do it.
Right.
And we know that Sonic can do it. And Hyundai can do it. and Chevy can do it.
Yeah, Ford,
All of them.
Cadillac.
So, do you understand? They're getting ready to nickel and dime you for your life. But how can you get nickeled and dimed if you can never make enough money for it? Because of people like Donald Trump constantly changing the laws and not doing federal minimum wages, getting rid of whole departments of education so that you don't grow up with any bit of a decent education. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Jonathan. I know that it's been an exciting first show for me. I hope it was as much for you too.
It always is.
And I do on this first show, because it is my first show back since Occupy Democrats, I do want to put out there that thank you to both Omar and Raphael with Occupy Democrats, as well as the whole team and everybody with the organization. I really did and do appreciate it. I'm still a contributor, but we did appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys, and we were really, really, really excited about this summer, and it was an awesome opportunity and experience, Jonathan, that I wouldn't mind doing again, honestly. Like the experience was. It was a unique experience. Obviously, it's got its own stories, but in general, overall, what a blast! Yeah, what a unique opportunity to try and get a shot at that doesn't typically come around.
I love seeing you in a suit jacket.
Yeah. That's
is that like a thing? Like you gotta have the suit jacket?
Well, okay. So, now you're asking me right at the end of the show.
Okay,
you know,
we can talk about it.
I might have to do it. I might have to do this off the air with you, but that's fair, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I did wear suit jackets on the Occupy Democrat show. Don't listen. Maybe eventually at one point we'll try to get Jason on one of the shows with us here so that we can talk about the Occupy Democrat stuff a little bit and see how so everybody can hear our amazing story of everything that happened. And but until that time, we'll just move on with the left hook, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. You can find me at Mark Bland on Twitter, as well as everywhere else, Radio Messiah on other different social media. And if you want to talk to me, hit me up there. You can always find me at theqnow.com. That's the old website for everything, and it's got an email address there, so you can always check that out. But this has been The Left Hook with Mark Bland. Jonathan? Anything where they can find you? Anything you got coming up?
Facebook, same name. Instagram, same name. We shoot a movie called My Blade Is Your Salvation pretty soon here. I believe towards the wintertime, so I'll be in that one. So
okay. Wait. All right. Like a ninja or something?
No, it's like it's the guy in a gimp suit going around killing people.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a different level of the game, ladies and gentlemen. On that news, we'll see you guys later on the show.